Well, students, good evening to all of you. So, guys, today we will discuss the another important topic of Beard, which is called intelligence and its theories. Okay. So, this is first I want to show you. This is your paper one and unit three. This is your paper one syllabus. You can see the syllabus. Childhood and growing up. We are doing that. Okay. First, we are done with growth and development. Okay. And this one, unit three. Just see the unit three. Right? Intelligence, meaning, nature, and theories of intelligence. There are two theories of intelligence. One is called two-factor theory, which was given by the Spearman, and one is called the Thurston group factor theory. Okay, two theory we are discussing. This was your syllabus. I'm going to close the syllabus and open the today's PPT. All right. So in today we will discuss the intelligence and its theories. So under this topic, we will discuss meaning of intelligence, nature, characteristics of intelligence, two theories of intelligence, two-factor theory, which is also called the eclectic theory given by the Spearman. And second is called group factor theory by the Thurston. Last, we will discuss intelligence test uses and applications, right? So what is intelligence? Intelligence is basically defined as the general mental ability to learn and apply knowledge to manipulate your environment, as well as the ability to reason and have abstract thought. Okay, definition में what the Stern has said, intelligence is the ability to adjust oneself to a new situation. Alfred Binet has said it, intelligence is the ability for judgment or common sense. And Jean Piaget has said, ये पियाजे वही है जिसकी थियरी है आपके पेपर वन में, राइट? पियाजे की चाइल्ड डेवलपमेंट थियरी, पियाजे की थियरी है ना अंडर द सेकंड यूनिट. Okay, that's why guys I'm telling you, okay, you have to go through the syllabus first, paper 1 syllabus, paper 2 and paper 3, right? Because this is a teaching methodology. Beard is the course content of a Beard is a teaching methodology, and every subject, every syllabus is interlinked. Okay, तो ये पियाजे वही है जिन्होंने he has given the theory of child development. Okay, so according to the Jean Piaget, इंटेलिजेंस इज द एबिलिटी टू अडेप्ट टू वन सराउंडिंग. आप इनमें से कोई भी एक डेफिनेशन याद कर लो, ओके, जो आपको इजी लगती है. whatever the definition, you can learn at least learn one definition from each topic. Okay, first we discuss the topic education में you can learn the Gandhi ji definition या Swami Vivekanand. Okay, so guys, it should be on your fingertip. Okay, because in all the syllabus only 10 or 12 definitions which I will refer to you, and you can fit in any of the questions. So, under the education, what the Gandhiji has said, by educations, I mean an all-round trying out of the best in child and man, body, mind, and spirit. What the Swami Vivekananda has said, education is the manifestation of the divine perfections already existing in a man. Okay, teaching, we are done that. Okay, teaching, phases of teaching, levels of teachings, we are done. So under the teaching, you can learn the definition of a B.O. Smith. Okay, teaching is a system of activities intended to induce knowledge. Okay, learning theory, we are done with the Thorndike. According to the Thorndike, learning takes place by making mistakes and errors. Okay, and one theory, classical conditioning, we are done. That was given by the Ivan Pavlov. What the conditioning means? What the Ivan Pavlov said about the conditioning? Conditioning means we have to get the original response from the artificial stimulus, which is called the conditioning. Okay, from that way, guys, you can note down in your notebook. Right? Conditioning की वो theory learn करनी है. Intelligence पे any of one theory you can learn, any of one definition. स्टर्न की ही कर लो. इंटेलिजेंस इज द एबिलिटी टू एडजस्ट वन सेल्फ टू ए न्यू सिचुएशन. ओके, what is basically intelligence? Okay, we learn from scratch. Intelligence is defined as the general mental ability to learn and apply knowledge. याद रखना, this is a complete sentence. To learn and apply knowledge to manipulate your environment, as well as the ability to reason and have abstract thought. Okay, Now we discuss about nature and characteristics of intelligence. इंटेलिजेंस का स्वभाव कैसा है, इंटेलिजेंस की विशेषताएं क्या हैं. ओके, what are the features of intelligence, what are the characteristics of intelligence, nature of intelligence. This is the most important. Are you getting now why it is in the syllabus? Because guys, you are the beard trainees, you are going to become teacher. Okay, you have to teach to the students. And tell me, please give me the answer. In your class, you are teaching to the 30 students, 30, 40, Hana? Right? Isn't it? 30 or 40 students you are teaching. Please tell me, if you do not know the intelligence of every student, can you call yourself as an effective teacher? Can you claim that you have taught very well? Can you say that I have effectively, I have taught to all the students? Because there is a no measuring point. You are not measured, you are not observed, and you claim yourself you have taught to the students without knowing that what is the intelligence level of your class, and you have prepared a lecture. That's why now every time I say that every child is a genius child. Not even a single child on this earth is weak. Always weak is teacher. This is the reason these syllabus are for you to become effective teacher. What is teaching? Teaching means to know the subject first. Subject means not your subject, your content knowledge. Subject means candidate, the child. Guys, there are two situations. Okay, please listen me. I'm going to give you one example. For example, if you know the child completely, okay, about the behavior of the child, you know that to whom you are going to teach. Okay, that particular child, you know the mental level of the child, aptitude level of the child, attitude of the child, growth and development of the child, intelligence level of the child, learning pattern of the child, if you know. Okay, but for content knowledge, you are little bit weak in your content knowledge. If you are a weak in your content knowledge, but you know the child completely, you are regarded as an effective teacher. Okay, now this is the second situation. You know your subject completely. Okay, for example, you are a mathematics teacher, science teacher, English teacher, SST teacher. You have the complete knowledge of a content in your mind, but you don't know how to teach. You do not know about the child. You are not considered as a good teacher, even a good teacher. Effective to second and third hai, you are not considered as a good teacher. Because in a teaching, we should know the child first. Okay, we should know the level of intelligence. अब ये देखो first what the intelligence says, what are the characteristics, features of intelligence. Intelligence means all round mental efficiency of the individual, and second is the most important, that's why I have bolded it. Intelligence is an innate power, it is not acquired, it is an innate power. You know, being teachers, you have seen that you start labeling to the student ना, ये weak है, इसका तो intelligence level नहीं है, है ना ये. It is an innate power, it is not acquired. Next is intelligence is the ability of adaptation and adjusting to a new situation by an individual, right? Even ये जीन पियाजे ने भी बोला था, है ना, पीछे देखो, वो देखो, ability to adapt last, right? Third point is intelligence is the ability of adaptation and adjusting to a new situation. Next देखो fourth point, fourth one, right? ये पेन भी ले लेते हैं हम, ये देखिए this one. Intelligence help the child maximum learning in a minimum period of time. Next, the child is able to foresee the future and plan accordingly. Intelligence is the ability for abstract thinking, as well as the capacity to learn from past experience. Okay, the person who learns from the past experience, okay, he will be more intelligent. Power of intelligence differ from individual to individual. Even, not, two child having the same level of intelligence. Okay, there is a individual differences between the child. Okay, next is intelligence develops as a sense of discrimination between right and wrong. The person who knows which thing is right or not, Hana? We call that person is an intelligent person. Intelligence helps the man to solve the complicated and difficult problems and situations. Next, the development period of intelligence is from birth to adolescence. Okay, birth to adolescence, intelligence goes at a very fast speed. That's why, guys, it is called that. When in the formative years of a child, we have to, teach, we have to make, better person, right? We can teach effectively. Well, whatever the knowledge you give to up to the adolescent child, he can grasp it very, very rapidly, very swiftly. Okay, but in the adolescent age, what happens after the adolescent age, when the adult age started, so intelligence goes on decreasing. Okay, we will not say that. Okay, with the help of the environment, you can get it, but many of educationists has said that the development period, fast development period of intelligence from birth to adolescence. देखो ये adolescence की बहुत बात हो रही है. Why? Because guys, you have to deal with the adolescence. अरे डॉक्टर ने तो ऑपरेशंस करना होता है ना, आप तो उनके माइंड के साथ आप you are the most important person than doctors. Okay, Mala, you have to modify the behavior of the children, guys, being teachers. And without this knowledge, how can you claim that you are a good teacher? If you don't know, intelligence goes from birth to adolescence. बहुत important points है, you must know that. There are individual differences with regard to the intelligence between boys and girls. Okay, intelligence is determined by heredity. देखो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है ये. Okay, the point where I'm stopping now for a moment, it means that is the important point. Intelligence is determined by heredity, but a suitable environment necessary to improve it. इसको underline कर लो. Yes, the most important thing. It is determined by heredity. Hence, it can be rightly said that intelligence is the ability to adjust, to think, to understand, to reason, and to act in the best possible manner. Right, guys? Okay. Next, we talk about the theories. Okay, there are two theories under the intelligence. One is called the two-factor theory, which is given by the Spearman. Right? It is called the two-factor theory or eclectic theory. There are two theories in your syllabus. One is called Spearman two-factor theory. Second is called Thurston group factor theory. First, we are discussing Spearman's factor theory. It is also called the eclectic theory. Why it is called the two-factor theory? Because Spearman talks about the two factors of intelligence. Spearman talks about there are two factors are responsible for the intelligence. One is called the G factor, which you are looking in the picture. One is called the S factor. G is called the general factor. S is called the specific factor. Okay, now we understand in the next slide thoroughly, right? One by one. Number one, this theory was given by the Spearman in 1904. Okay, he was a British psychologist, Charles Spearman. Okay, naam hai iska pura Charles Spearman. He was a British psychologist. According to the Charles Spearman, intelligence consists of two factors. One is called G factor, one is called S factor. G factor stands for general ability and S factor stands for specific ability. Every individual has G factor. This is important. Means universally inborn जो inborn है ये G factor. Means every person, every child on this planet comes with, born with G factor set by Spearman. Mention करना है आपको साथ में जरूर. Okay, it was set by the Spearman. Every individual has the G factor, means general factor, and some S factor. The G factor is always the same for the same individual, and the S factor varies from task to task. For doing any activity, according to the Spearman, for doing any activity, G factor is always involved. Okay, G factor, general common intelligence होती है ना एक, वो कहता है whatever the task you are going to do, G factor is always involved. Number one, और G factor सभी individual में होता है. And along with that, you are going to finish that particular task. That task involves the G factor, and some of the S factors are also involved. G factor is a universal inborn ability. देखो क्या कर रहा है, it is important. Greater G. Okay, the person with the greater G factor in an individual leads to the greater success in life. S factor is acquired from the environment. It varies from activity to activity in the same individual. Okay, so ये small theory है, बड़ी theory नहीं है, right? Always when the long questions comes with define intelligence, nature and characteristics of intelligence, and define the Thurston and Spearman theory of intelligence. Okay, तो पूरा complete questions आपको आएगा long में. Okay, theories short है ये. Okay, तो ये it is all about the eclectic theory or two factors theories given by the Spearman. Whose factors are responsible for the intelligence, G factor and S factor. G is a, it is in all the individual, it remains in all the individual, it is a universal inborn ability. Greater G leads to the greater success in life, and the person has to do whatever the work. G factor is involved and the S factor is involved. S means specific factor. Okay. Now we discuss the second theory. Second theory was given by the Thurston, right? Thurston group factor theory of intelligence. Guys, ये देखो Thurston ने क्या कहा? Thurston ने कहा कि कोई G factor नहीं होते, कोई S factor नहीं होते. Okay. There is no G factor, there is no S factor responsible for the intelligence. मतलब he said that कि basically there are 7 or 9, it talk about 7 factors. 7 factors are responsible for the intelligence. Okay. And these 7 factors are called the primary mental abilities. Okay. Now we discuss from a first line. Thurston group factor theory of intelligence. He said that this theory is also known as theory of primary mental abilities, multiple factor theory of intelligence, and factor analysis theory of intelligence. Okay. According to a Thurston actually challenged the concept of the G factor. Okay, Spearman ने दिया था ना, Spearman talked about the G factor and S factor. Two factors are responsible for the intelligence by the Spearman. But here, what the Thurston was saying, Thurston was saying that he challenged the G factor. After analyzing the data from 56 different tests of a mental abilities, he identified that a number of a primary mental abilities that includes intelligence as opposed to the one general factor. वो कहता कोई general factor नहीं होता. Right? Basically, 7 primary factors होते हैं. These are the responsible for the intelligence. वो क्या है 7 factors? ये देखो. He found that intelligence is comprised of 7 primary mental abilities. Each of these primary factor is independent of others. किसी का किसी के साथ कोई लेना देना है ही नहीं. Right? These are the 7 factors. Okay. For example, number 1, verbal comprehension. These are the 7 factors you have to learn. Okay. Verbal comprehension. It means ability to understand and meaning of words, concepts, and ideas. In other words, ability to use word in planning, thinking, and communication. Means, guys, Thurston wants to say that some person, they are very intelligent in understanding the meaning of a words, concepts, and ideas. Okay, so they have the ability of by using these words in planning, thinking, and communications. Might be other not, है ना, या अदर वो लेस होंगे थोड़े से. सेकंड आ गया न्यूमेरिकल एबिलिटी. न्यूमेरिकल एबिलिटी मींस ability to do numerical calculations rapidly and accurately. है ना, you have seen that some of the person, they do the numerical very shortly, है ना, in a very rapidly. Okay, and some other person, okay, वो मतलब they take lot of time. Even उनको you know give the calculator पे भी नहीं होता उनसे, right? So वो कहता कि if the person having the n factor numerical ability, he will be good in numerical calculations, right? अदर हो सकता है वो वर्बल कम्युनिकेशंस में ज्यादा हो, न्यूमेरिकल में कम हो, है ना. यू आर गेटिंग द पॉइंट ना. थर्ड इज वर्ड फ्लुएंसी, ability to express in words. You have seen that, है ना. Many persons, they have ability to express in words, and many persons, but they want to say a lot of things, but you know they can't express. Getting the point na, they can't express, right? So it means they have the W factor, word fluency factor. Word fluency factors talks about ability to express in words or to find the words at appropriate time, and they are very quick, you know, to fit the word at the appropriate time. Others, you know, takes time because of having the less ability of the word fluency, but might be they are sharp in the numerical, they are sharp in other. Got it now? Okay. Fourth is a memorizing ability. Ability to memorize quickly and accurately. मकअप करने में बहुत तेज होते हैं लोग, आपने देखा होगा, यू हैव सीन दैट, है ना. सम कैंडिडेट इवंस, जो मैथमेटिक्स की थ्योरम होती है 3 पेजेस की, वो 3 पेजेस की थ्योरम को ही घोटा लगा देंगे और लिख के आ जाएंगे, है ना. यू हैव सीन दैट. मतलब दे आर वेरी मच मेमोराइजिंग एबिलिटी. मतलब दे कैन मेमोराइजिंग द थिंग. मतलब दे विल नॉट डेवलप द कंसेप्ट इन द माइंड, दे विल मेमोराइजिंग. यू हैव सीन दैट दे हैव मेमोराइज्ड द थिंग्स, है ना, accurately and quickly than others because they have the memorizing ability more. Next is a spatial ability. It is called visual spatial intelligence or spatial reasoning. Okay, it is the capacity to imagine or visualize in one's mind. Visualize in one's mind. Okay, ये जो persons है ना, the persons having this ability, he can visualize the things, whole of the building, and you know other all the things. So basically you have seen that architects, they have such kind of intelligence more than others, right? It is a capacity or imagine or visualize in one's mind. It is a mental achievement that architects and engineers perform when they are design buildings. Visualize from mind side. They visualize the things. Mapping हो जाएगी उनकी बहुत लंबी. They can map the things up to 50 stories, 60 stories. Okay, where is a particular kitchen, where is a bedroom, and where they memorize the things. They can, they have the special ability. They can visualize from the mind's eye. Others not. Next step, perceptual ability. P. It is the ability to perceive objects accurately. So some having this ability. Last is reasoning ability. Ability to see relationship in situations described in symbols. It may be inductive or deductive type of a reasoning. Okay, inductive type of a reasoning or deductive मतलब general, ठीक है, पूरा का पूरा जनरल निकाल देना और जो पूरी थियरम्स की जनरल कर देना, उसको आई थिंक इंडक्टिव बोलते हैं. इंडक्टिव एंड डिडक्टिव टाइप ऑफ ए रीजनिंग, राइट, मींस एबिलिटी टू सी रिलेशनशिप इन द सिचुएशंस. ओके, so Now we conclude that Thurston challenged the G factor, okay, which was given by the Spearman. Thurston said that there is a no G factor. Basically, these are the 7 primary abilities persons have, okay, but dominate of any one or two. Might be some persons are good in the numerical calculations, other are not. Some persons are having the good word influences, other are not. But basically, these all 7 factors the persons have. Matlab child has, children have. ओके, तो देखो यहां पे इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट क्या है. ही कंडक्टेड द एक्सपेरिमेंट ना, ये देखो लास्ट स्लाइड, ये देखिए. After analyzing the data from 56 different tests of mental ability, ये देखिए 56 टेस्ट ऑफ मेंटल एबिलिटी, 56 डिफरेंट टेस्ट ऑफ ए मेंटल एबिलिटी, मतलब इतना वर्क किया इसने. तो आफ्टर एनालाइजिंग डेटा फ्रॉम 56 different tests of mental ability, he identified a number of a PMA, number of a primary mental abilities that comprises intelligence as opposed to the general factor. Guys, देखो यहां पे क्या हुआ, what happened here, ये 7 की 7 इंटेलिजेंस, ओके, मतलब they have seen in the persons ना, when he applied, means Thurston applied that different test on the children, okay, it means, तो यहां पे now the concept has justified baby born with so many powers, so many intelligence. Now it is the duty of the teacher that power has to draw out. Powers, so ये सभी all the intelligence that baby have na, right? Baby having the verbal, numerical, word memorizing. So it depends upon the teacher, right? How he has to proceed. And being teacher, guys, okay, matlab you have to know about you have to consider the theory of intelligence which was given by the Spearman. Okay, you should know about the theories of intelligence which was given by the Thurston. Okay, and similarly, when we talk about the learning theories, theory of learnings, so guys, you should know about the trial and error theory which was given by the Thorndike, as well as you should know about the conditioning theory which was given by the Ivan Pavlov, right? Trial and error talks about learning the things by making mistakes, okay, and conditioning talks about getting the original response from the artificial stimulus. Guys, when you will apply into the class na, so what will happen, some students needs the trial and error learning, okay, you have to teach them from that. Some you have to condition, some you have to take the help of the Spearman concept, right? Some you have to take the concept of a Thurston group factor theory of intelligence. Means being teacher, you should be aware of these all things which is called the teaching methodology. Only then you can teach better to the students. Got my point? Matlab here you do not have to difference, you do not have to say that कि भाई स्पीयरमैन का जो ही इज टॉकिंग अबाउट स्पीयरमैन, थर्स्टन सेड दैट कोई जी फैक्टर नहीं है, कोई एस फैक्टर नहीं है. ओके, यू डो नॉट टेक लाइक दैट. You have to take like that कि one educationist has talked about that way, other has talked about that way, the third will talk about that way. Okay, but whatever they are saying that it is correct. Being teachers, you should be aware of these all the things. Got it? Okay. अब हम समझते हैं what intelligence is not. Being teacher, you should know. Intelligence, information is not intelligence. इंफॉर्मेशन इंटेलिजेंस नहीं होती. इंफॉर्मेशन क्या है? फैक्ट्स हैं, प्रोवाइडेड और लर्नड अबाउट समथिंग और समवन, है ना. इंफॉर्मेशन यू कैन लर्न इट. इंटरनेट क्या है? व्हाट इज इंटरनेट? इंटरनेट इज ए फुल ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन. हाँ, तो इफ यू मग अप द इंफॉर्मेशन तो यू विल नॉट बिकम इंटेलिजेंट. इंटेलिजेंट क्या चीज है? अप्लाई द नॉलेज, अप्लाई दैट इंफॉर्मेशन in a appropriate time, This is called the intelligence. Okay. Second आ जाओ knowledge. Knowledge में intelligence नहीं है. If you say that, if you claim that you have lot of knowledge, you have knowledge of lot of books, you have knowledge of, philosophy, psychology, theology, English, you have the knowledge. But here it is not an intelligence. Knowledge is a collection of skills and information a person has acquired through experience. Through experience, you have learned it. Intelligence is ability to apply knowledge. If you know that, how the knowledge can be applied, can be transferred, right? This is the intelligence. Wisdom again is not a knowledge. Wisdom hota hai na, means, introspection level. Wisdom is not a knowledge, is not an intelligence. Wisdom में intelligence नहीं होती. अब आप नेक्स्ट लाइन पढ़िए, बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है. क्या है नेक्स्ट लाइन? Wisdom doesn't come with age. Even a child can be more wiser than adult. Last line देखिए. An illiterate wife can be more wiser than the literate wife. गांधी जी ने कहा था ये, महात्मा गांधी ने. An illiterate wife can be more educated than a literate wife. मतलब ये नहीं कोई वाइफ को या हस्बैंड को बोला था, just to clear the concept. Means a person, an illiterate persons can be wife or husband, can be male or female. An illiterate person can be more wiser than literate person. So intelligence is not, you can't say that if the person is not a BA, MA or MSc, okay, and other side illiterate person, he can be more intelligent than a literate person. ठीक है? तो अभी आप पूछो कि सर इंटेलिजेंस है क्या चीज है? बेसिकली व्हाट इज इंटेलिजेंस, व्हाट यू हैव गॉट अबाउट द इंटेलिजेंस, और इंटेलिजेंस कहां से आती है, कैसे है? तो नाउ आई एम गोइंग टू कंक्लूड दिस टॉपिक. ओके गाइस, जो इंटेलिजेंस है बेसिकली मैक्सिमम टू मैक्सिमम जो इंटेलिजेंस है, राइट, इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन द हेरिडिटी. राइट, आपके मां बाप से आपको जो इंटेलिजेंस आ गई है ना, from the genes of your parents, right? वो sperm or chromosome, sperm of male and female, right? 23 and 23, 46 वो, right? So whatever you have got it, this is called the intelligence. Might be, when I go for the teacher trainings, okay, in the different schools and colleges, so student and teachers ask from me कि sir, एक कई बार क्वेश्चंस आता है, हर पेरेंट्स हैं जो, एवरी पेरेंट वांट दैट जो मेरा बच्चा है, daughters or son, they should get a 95% marks, 98% marks, है ना? एवरी पेरेंट का ये सपना होता है. बट एक्चुअली में गाइस, व्हेन यू गो डीपर, यू कम टू नो दैट साइंटिफिकली एंड अप्रूव दैट वो जो माँ बाप है, हु इज विशिंग दैट कि माई डॉटर और सन got the 95-98% marks, उन दोनों माँ बाप के whole of the life they have got only 50 or 50% marks, 45% marks. How it is possible? If the parent has got the 45 or 50% marks whole of the life, whole of the educational qualifications, how it is possible उनका जो बच्चा है, daughter है या son है, he can get a 95% marks? We have come from the intelligence, the topic of intelligence. ये देखो स्टार्टिंग में भी था आपका, ये देखिए इंटेलिजेंस. इंटेलिजेंस इज, ये देखो ना, इंटेलिजेंस इज determined by heredity, but a suitable environment necessary to improve it. मतलब you can talk about 19 और 21 का तो फर्क हो सकता है. If the parent has got the 50% marks, might be children with the experience with the environment, है ना? He has got a very good teacher, very good environment, very good friends. He can take the 60-65% marks, but you can't claim that no, he can take the 97% marks, 99% marks. It never happens. So being teacher, you should know that. Okay, how to teach with the student, how to teach the students with, how to teach the students with which appropriate method. अब कई क्वेश्चंस आते हैं. सेकंड क्वेश्चन इज दैट ओके यू आर आल्सो थिंकिंग इन योर माइंड. ओके, आई नो दैट. So, if the parents are illiterate, for example, but you have seen that the son and daughter of that illiterate parents, they have become the IAS officer, they have become the doctors, engineers. How it became possible? So, guys, क्या था? What happened? Okay, वो जो illiterate parents थे, parents were illiterate. Na, you can't say that. Na? Parents were not intelligent. Might be parents were intelligent, but their intelligence level can't be checked throughout the life because of the financial problem. They didn't go to the school to learn the things. Okay. But you can't say that they were not, intelligent. They were intelligent. So that's why their daughter or son, they have got the very good marks. Okay, so intelligence depends upon the heredity, but suitable environment can, with the help of a suitable environment, you can increase little bit. Not the you can't say that कि ये भाई 19 और 51 का फर्क आ जाता है. तो that's why guys, whenever you are in a class, you should know the intelligence level of each person, 30 or 40 students. Only then you can teach. Matlab, you do not have the knowledge of a growth and development, learning theories, patterns, intelligence, and you start teaching. This is the reason this, whole topic, whole syllabus is in your B.Ed course. Got it? अच्छा, जो illiterate होता है ना, literate, by, clearing the class of BA, MA, MSc, you only become literate. Okay, you can't say yourself you have become the educated. Right? Educated is related with the intelligence. Okay, so you can't say that an literate person can be the more educated than the illiterate persons. In many of the cases, an illiterate persons can be the more educated than the wiser persons, can be more educated than the literate person. Right? School or colleges में जाकर you only become literate. How to read and write. Right? Intelligence is a different thing. You have come to know that. Okay. आ जाओ, अब नेक्स्ट आ जाओ. डेवलपमेंट ऑफ इंटेलिजेंस. ठीक है, लास्ट स्लाइड है. इंटेलिजेंस इज एन इनबोर्न एबिलिटी ऑफ एन इंडिविजुअल. ये देखो, यहीं से क्लियर हो गया कि इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन द हेरिडिटी, बिकॉज इट इज ए inborn ability of an individual. The distribution of intelligence is not equal among all human beings. Naturally, it is clear. Every person is a unique person. Okay. Stop labeling the student, guys. I'm telling you, even your daughters and your son, अपने बच्चों को भी लेबलिंग करना छोड़ दो कि भाई वो फलाना पड़ोसी का बच्चा कैसा है, दूसरा कैसा है. हर every person is a unique. The person have the unique feature. Okay, for you being teacher, being parents, you have to find out that creativity in which things he is inclining more and more. Getting? Yes, you have to check your children, even your class also, in which field, okay, they are going that. So according to the mental level of the student, you have to prepare your topic so that topic should be understood by intelligent students, average students, and below average students, because class is a mixture of intelligent students, below intelligent, average, and below average. Got it? So if you know that teaching methodology, only then you can teach according to the mental level of the student. Okay. So number first, again we read that intelligence is the inborn ability of an individual. The distribution of intelligence is not equal among all human beings. Generally agreed by almost all the psychologists that intelligence increases up to the adolescence and declines in the older age. In old age. This is called, now guys, it is called that in the formative years. Okay. जितना ज्यादा हो सकता है बच्चों को नॉलेज दो उनको. ओके, मेक इंडिपेंडेंट, गिव देम नॉलेज. ओके, बिकॉज intelligence starts declining in the adult age after teenage cross. Okay, according to the Pinter, the development of intelligence takes place as a rapid space up to the age of a 14, and then it stops in between the age of a 14 to 22 years. Right? तो ये 14 to 22 क्या हो गया? ये वही adolescent period हो गया. Adolescent, teenage. Adolescent हम we call the adolescent means teenage. टीन कैसे स्टार्ट होता है? 10, 11, 12, 13 स्टार्ट हो गया ना. 13, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 up to the 19 है ना. We call that कि this is the age of the adolescent age, right? And after 20 or 21 or 22 we call them they are adult. Okay, so first is a child, they are the child. Then adolescent, first phase is the child phase, right? Child phase के बाद adolescent phase, then adult phase. Okay, then फिर aged and from that way. In the opinion of a Terman, ये psychologists थे, students and adults reach the limit of their intelligence growth at the age of a 16 years. According to the Binet, this limit is reached at the age of a 15 years. अल्फ्रेड बिने है, इन्होंने वो फर्स्ट इंटेलिजेंस टेस्ट दिया था, राइट? अल्फ्रेड बिने. अकॉर्डिंग टू द बिने, this limit is reached at the age of a 15 years. So basically, from all the psychologists like Pinter, like Terman and the Binet, we have come to know that intelligence goes on increasing, rapid increasing during the adolescent age and stops or declining, not the stop, declining after the adult age. Hence, it can be rightly said that intelligence is the ability to adjust. देखो ना, who can adjust? If he has the ability, if he is intelligent, so he will adjust himself. He will say, no problem. He will always go for looking the, solution of the problem. जो person है ना, आपने देखे होंगे, you have seen that, है ना, they always, complain to the other person. They always complain to the God also. Huh? So they are not the intelligent basically. If they know how to adjust himself, okay, they are the intelligence. Intelligence is the ability to adjust, to think, to understand, to reason, and to act in the best possible manner. We can also conclude that during the early childhood, there is a period of a relatively rapid growth of intelligence followed by a slower late during adolescence. आ गया इंटेलिजेंस टेस्ट. ओके, ये मेरे ख्याल से लास्ट स्लाइड है. यस, ये लास्ट है. इंटेलिजेंस टेस्ट. Guys, you know what happens? These are the tests for vocational and educational guidance, useful in classroom teaching, used in clinics. Number 4 is for knowing individual difference. ये सारे टेस्ट हैं basically. These are called the intelligence test. So from these tests, you can check the IQ level of the student as well as of your level. Okay, from these tests, right? For knowing the individual differences, classification of people, scholarship, useful for employees. तो ये टेस्ट हैं. तो basically they are designed by, they are developed by the psychologists, they are developed by the educationist, right? different टेस्ट होते हैं. लास्ट में देखो टेस्ट क्या लिखा हुआ है लास्ट में, असेसमेंट ऑफ टीचर्स वर्क, TPAC टूल, राइट? ये मैंने भी बनाया था. आई डेवलप्ड ए वन टेस्ट ऑफ TPAC. TPAC, if the full form of TPAC is technological, pedagogical and content knowledge. So basically that was a scale या test of on the teachers, right? Ability of the teachers, मतलब how the teachers can teach, how well the teacher can teach, right? TPAC tool, right? If I can show you this tool. Okay, on the Google पे भी होगा पेपर मेरा. I'm going to open the Google, and if you write is TPAC by paper by Dr. Lalit, right? तो guys आप ये देखेंगे रिसर्च गेट, ये देखो, you can see that रिसर्च गेट is one of the टॉप लेवल जर्नल, यस स्कूपस इंडेक्स जर्नल बोलते हैं इसको, टॉप लेवल जर्नल. Okay, I'm not talking about myself, but just for your knowledge, I just want to tell you, if the person has published, has the publications in the research gate, it means the person has done a lot of hard work, okay, on this. तो my paper is, one is on the research gate, ये tool है मेरा. उससे पहले मेरा पेपर था, ये देखिए, स्टडी ऑफ ए टेक्नोलॉजिकल, ये देखो पेपर ये मेरा, ये नमीशा बेरी हमारे साथ हमारे गाइड हैं, ये एलपीयू के हैं. ओके, तो मैडम हैज वास्ट अमाउंट ऑफ ए नॉलेज. शी इज द एचओडी ऑफ द लवली प्रोफेशनल यूनिवर्सिटी फगवारा. तो शी हैज पब्लिश्ड लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स, राइट. तो अलॉन्ग विद द मैडम, ओके, आई आई हैव रिटन द पेपर. ये देखो, ये इट वाज पब्लिश्ड इन इंटरनेशनल जर्नल ऑफ इंजीनियरिंग एंड एडवांस टेक्नोलॉजी. ये भी टॉप लेवल का जर्नल है, May 2019, इश्यू 5C. और दिस वन, ये देखो, स्टडी ऑफ ए टेक्नोलॉजिकल पेडागोजिकली, ठीक है ना. ये मेरा नाम लिखा हुआ ललित शर्मा, ये नमीशा बेरी, राइट, ये गाइड थे, राइट. ये देखिए, ये सारा पेपर, ये देखो, ये डॉक्टर नमीशा बेरी, ये हमारे गाइड थे. ये देखो, डॉक्टर नमीशा बेरी 2019 में, लवली प्रोफेशनल यूनिवर्सिटी फगवाड़ा. और ये ललित शर्मा, रिसर्च स्कॉलर था मैं उस टाइम, राइट. और ये देखो, ये एक एक वर्ड ये लिखा हुआ है, एंड इट वाज रिव्यूड बाय द मेनी एजुकेशनिस्ट, देन दे पब्लिश्ड इन द जर्नल. ओके, तो ये सारे के सारे रेफरेंसेस विच आई हैव टेकन टू राइट द पेपर. उसके बाद आप ये देखो, फिर 2021 में रिसर्च गेट पे भी मेरा पेपर पड़ा हुआ है, ये रहा, डाउनलोड फुल text PDF. I want to show you the scale, okay, scale for the teachers. सीधा वहीं से खोलते हैं, ये देखिए, राइट. ये देखिए, डेवलपमेंट ऑफ ए टीपैक टूल in 2021 में I developed a tool for the teachers. मतलब how they can teach well, okay, how much they have the pedagogical knowledge, मतलब टेक्नोलॉजिकल पेडागोजिकल नॉलेज. देखो 2021 में मैंने ये लिख दिया था, मतलब I didn't make a tool on pedagogical concept also, even I made a tool on technological pedagogical content knowledge scale, right. ये देखिए गाइस, ये पेपर है सारा, लास्ट में होगा टूल, आई शो यू द टूल. ये पेपर है सारा, ये देखिए, ये सारे फैक्टर्स ये निकाले थे मैंने, ठीक है. ये देखिए, ये 5 फैक्टर्स, 5 और 6 फैक्टर्स थे ये, इनका ये KMO एंड बार्टले टेस्ट ऑफ स्पेरिसिटी, राइट, काई स्क्वायर इनका चेक किया. और ये फैक्टर्स 1 2 3 4 5 6, ये फैक्टर एनालिसिस आता है. देयर इज अ वन टॉपिक इन द रिसर्च मेथोडोलॉजी RM में, फैक्टर एनालिसिस. तो ये फैक्टर, एक एक फैक्टर निकाले थे, तो बहुत वर्क किया इसके ऊपर. वर्क करने के बाद विद द आल्सो विद द हेल्प ऑफ गाइड, माय गाइड डॉक्टर नमीशा बेरी, तो वी डेवलप्ड अ स्केल. अभी भी मैं लिखता रहता हूं पेपर, समटाइम्स अलोंग विद द पर्सन, समटाइम्स माई सेल्फ राइट द. और भी पेपर्स हैं, मेनी पेपर्स आई हैव रिटन, ओके. आई एम जस्ट शोइंग यू द 2 or 3 पेपर्स. गाइज ये देखिए जरा, इन द लास्ट, ये देखिए, टीपैक स्केल. अब नाउ यू वुड बी हैप्पी टू नो दैट this scale is used by many PhD scholars. Yes, now this year, okay, which was designed by me in the year of 2021. ये देखिए, only ना TPAC competency scales, 26 questions से. तो earlier I made a 50-60 questions, then cut करके सारा, तो ये develop the scale. तो why I show this thing to you, because being teachers now, you should always be in a learning process. Only then guys you can become a very good teacher. So similarly, these all the scales, these are all the tools to show you the intelligence level for vocational and educational guidance of the student, okay, for knowing the individual difference, selection of a pupil to school, classification of pupils, scholarship, useful for employers, useful for individual research, selection of courses. तो बहुत important है test. You have seen in the many parents in India, without going through these tests, Okay, selection of the courses, they put their son or daughter into the particular field. है ना, they have to become the doctor, IAS. वो क्या होता फिर, what happened, है ना, lot of the time, lot of the energy wasted over, right? Because this is the important, this is the first step, guys. Then only, proceed that. Proportion of pupils, prediction of success. So these are all the intelligence tests, that are used for different purposes. So thank you so much, guys. So I hope you have understood today meaning of intelligence, nature and characteristics of intelligence. Two theories. One is developed by the Spearman and one is the Thurston group factor theory. And last we discussed the intelligence test and uses and applications, right? So ye notes I have already given to you. These all things are in the notes, okay? You can learn the whole things from there. Thank you so much, guys, for this class. Thank you.